How to integrate Webflow with Mailchimp. Hey everyone, and welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I will show you step by step how we can actually utilize Webflow with Mailchimp. What we are going to be doing today is basically we have this form within Webflow, and basically we have also Mailchimp. So we want this form, whenever it's actually filled out by someone, it's actually going to be redirected to Mailchimp, and then it's just the information that is listed within this form is going to be sent to Mailchimp, and we should have them in our contacts. So this is basically our sign up form within Webflow, and we are basically going to connect it to Mailchimp. So whenever somebody fills this in, it's going to work in Mailchimp as well. So I'm just going to show you step by step how to do so. It's quite simple. It's not really going to be too complicated. Just follow along, and we will show you exactly how to do so. So obviously you would want to start with beginning with creating your form within Webflow. Just go ahead, add your fields, add whatever you want. It could be custom fields, it could be things like email, first name, last name, which are the defaults, you could say. But you can also go with like highly specific fields, and we can also sort those out and be able to use them regardless. So just go ahead, create your form in this page. And then we can just move on to the next step. So I have first name, last name, email, phone, and then email address. I will change it to a different form, but I will make it a custom one, a specific one. So next, we can just go to the Mailchimp account. And here, obviously, you would want to log into your account. And we are basically going to be working on the audience tab here. So the whole audience section is going to be where we will be focusing on. Now, two things you need to note is that you can actually go ahead and make this form also specific for tags. So for example, you want this form, whoever submits it is going to be a contact and also with a specific tag. So I'm going to also show you how to do so. So we can just go ahead and add a tag real quick. Let's just create tag, and let's just do, let's just give it a name. For example, you know what, let me just do example tag, because I'm really bad with examples, and I'm just going to click on create. So let's say we want to add them to example tag. If you don't want to add any tags, it's completely fine. You can just ignore this step. But now that we are in here and we have our tag here, we can just go to sign up forms within audience. So just click on sign up forms. And then from here, we will basically create a new form from the top right. And then we want to use embedded form. And then here you would want to give it a name. So we can just do Webflow form 1. And then click on begin. And basically, here we can just go ahead and click on continue if you don't have any tags. But if you do have any tags and you want to add specific people who end up using this form to that tag, we can just go to the tags section and go ahead and add the tag, which is example tag in this instance. And ignore this, we don't really focus on whatever the content is within here. It's not really our business. Just click on continue. And we have our code now, which is the very most important thing about this whole thing. Now, don't go ahead and copy the code. We don't really need the code itself. What we need is basically the action link. And you should find the action link down here. You can see form action and then HTTPS and whatever the link is. What you really need to copy is basically the link itself and only the link. Ignore everything else. So start from the HTTPS until the last letter of that link. So we can just start here and drag it down here, and also ignore the quotes as well. We don't really want that. So just go ahead and copy this, Control C, or just copy. And also you need to copy one more thing, which is going to be the tag, which we should find down here. If I can just find it. We can actually go ahead and search for it if I don't find it right now, but hopefully we can just find it. It should be down here. Let me just see if I can just search for tags. There you go. This is the one. Just go ahead, click on Control F, search for tags if you can't find it, and you should find it right here. This time we actually want the entire code, so we can just start from the starting point of the code, div, hidden, and so on, and then until the end of it, so it's going to be right till the end. And also we want to copy this. This is only going to be if you want to add codes to this form. If not, just ignore this step. Again, I say this. And then we are pretty much done with Mailchimp here. We should find in our the clipboard the two things that we need. Let me just remove this one. We don't really need it. And we have the link, which is the action link. And then we have the code for the tag. So now we can just go ahead and exit out of here. We don't really need that. And we can just go back to Webflow. Now in Webflow, what we need to do is just go to the form itself. And then we go to, so just make sure you select form and we go to settings. And then basically what we need to do is within settings, you want to find the action link. Why can I not see it? Yeah, there you go. There it is. So when it says action, you would want to add the link. So just go ahead and paste the link that we have just added. And make sure that the method is post instead of get. Now that this is done, we can just go ahead and now move to the next step, which is adding the tag. And again, if you don't want to add tags, completely skip this step. It's not necessary for you. But to add the tag, we want to go ahead to the add elements on the top left, and we want to add the element for code. So we are going to search for the code element. Actually, I'm just going to code block. There it is. Just go ahead and add it. Paste the code that we just copied, this one right here, and click on save and close. And this should not, no, I think it's not the code block. It's actually going to be the embed block. My bad, hold on. So the actual element that you need to add is going to be code embed, and then you would want to paste. I obviously can't use it, but you would want to just paste the code in. I'm just going to demonstrate it as the code block, even though it's not the proper one. We should use the code embed, but I'm just going to show you how it's going to work exactly. So just go ahead and paste it, and then just save and continue. Now, obviously, it's not going to show anything here. This is the wrong block. You want to use the embed block. But something that you need to make sure is that it is going to be underneath the form block right here. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So once you have that, it should be working fine with the tags that you have. Just make sure you are able to use the actual embed block. Otherwise, you know, you can't really use it. So I'm just going to remove this and move on as if we are not going to add any tags. So for the time being, let's recap. We have our action link done, and we made it so that it is post for the entire form. Now, basically, we want to give each form block here the actual proper, well, assign it to the proper first name, last name, and so on. So we need to go to Mailchimp again, and we need to go ahead to audience, any page in audience, and we need to go to audience settings. From here, we want to access this setting here, audience fields and merge tags. Click on that. And basically, to make a long story short, what we need to do is going to be, we find the proper field, and we copy this tag over here to Webflow. So we want first name. We want to copy first name. So just make sure you copy it as it is completely. Copy it, which is if name in this case, and we can just go back. Click on first name field here, this one right here, and we want to go to text field settings right down here and just paste that in. So this is going to be for first name. Now we want last name, so we just click on last name. We can go to Mailchimp, go to last name, locate it, and then we can just get last name, which is going to be L name. So we can just go there, copy and paste it over here. Same goes for email. We just click on email. And also, this is a mistake I have just missed, which is going to be first name. You can see F name and then plain. Last name should also be plain, so just make sure you select plain because it's just going to be text. It's not going to be an email. But because I just duplicated email over and over again, this is why it said email. Now this is going to be email, and we want to change the name of it for the actual tag here. So for email, we should find this one right here, which is email in full caps. Just copy it and paste it over here. And now we just move on to the next step, which is going to be phone number. So we can just click on the next field, change email to phone, and then we want to get the name for phone number, which is right here. Copy and paste it over here. And lastly, I want to create a unique form that is not available from within those tags. Now, obviously, you can just keep on adding them to your liking. So, for example, if you want to add birthday, it's very simple. Just add a form space for birthday. Just go ahead and change this to, you can just do plain, and then we can just change this to birthday, and it's just going to work like that. Now, if you want to create a completely unique field to you, you can just add field from the bottom here, and then you would want to make sure you select the proper thing for it. So whether it's going to be text, numbers, or address, zip code, whatever it may be. I'm just going to leave it as text, and I'm just going to create that field real quick. Shouldn't really take too long. We have it right here. It's untitled for the time being, so we can actually go ahead and change that so that it is a proper field. Let's say we want to ask about I am really not sure. We can just add how are you. Okay, so this is going to be the field that we want to add. So obviously it's going to be any field that you want to add, and here you can just copy this, or we can actually change it so that it is something that is easy to understand. So HRY, and whatever it may be that is in this box, just go ahead and copy it. Make sure you save changes first. Okay, so yeah, it is saved, and we can just copy this and go back to Webflow, change this to the proper one. So we can just go ahead and change it to whatever field that you want, and then we can just click here. Go ahead and change this to HRY or whatever it says down here, and just make sure it is plain, not email. And we are pretty much good to go. Now we have our entire form ready to go. Like I said, the only thing missing right now is going to be the tags option, but because I can't really use the HTML embed because it is blocked for me. But you can see if I just go to, or embed actually, you can just use this one, insert the code, and you can just have it underneath the form, and it's going to work well for you. So after this entire thing is done, you can just simply publish this. And now whenever somebody actually fills this form, it's actually going to end up in your Mailchimp account as a sign-up form. Is going to be working properly, and nothing is going to be messed up here. So with that being said, hopefully you found this video to be helpful, and I hope that you actually liked it, and thanks for watching.